This is Matt Knapp, and you're listening to the Bigfoot Club podcast. Be sure to check out the website at www.bigfootclubpodcast.com for merch and all of the episodes. You can find Bigfoot Club on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Bigfoot Club 1. That's Bigfoot Club and the number 1.
Hey everybody, Robert Jesse Dominguez, Bigfoot Club, Season 4, Episode 10. I'm here with...
10? Steven.
Steven. 10?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, man? How's it going?
It's going better now, man.
How was your day today?
Day was interesting. Hurt my back even more.
Mm-hmm.
Decided to finally break down and say, you know what? I'm going to go to Rapid Med and get some shots on my lower back.
Get some shots.
Gave me a steroid shot, anti-inflammatory, and then a pain shot like ibuprofen, but like straight from the needle, and that made me very loopy.
Did they have to go deep with that?
Yes, I think that one and the second shot was a thicker needle. That one I always forget it's a stronger pinch. And I did lab work today too, so I got stuck by a bunch of needles today.
You're a regular pincushion.
Mm-hmm. I did.
Wow.
Yeah, but I feel a little bit better.
I didn't even know you were doing that today.
Yeah, it was. That was planned, but my back was getting in the way of that, so I still went. I was walking like an S almost, and they're all like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I straightened my back." But let's get this lab work done.
No, let's get this blood out.
Let's get this blood.
Forget about that back.
Forget about the back.
Why am I talking like that?
Yeah, I gave my back out just to give some blood.
Blood in, blood out. Holmes.
Yeah, sangre por sangre.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy that I'm feeling a little bit better.
Yeah.
I still gotta take it easy.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing a show.
I would still do it. I mean, I'm just sitting down, but you'll probably just hear me go.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Oh.
I will say that I was supposed to release. I did an interview a couple Sundays ago with Sarah Kersey with Weird Horizons podcast, and
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to her. She's a great lady. Loved the interview. However, it wasn't her fault. Wasn't my fault. Because I did it on a Zoom call, and sometimes whenever the internet, whenever the audio goes through the internet and comes back over here to I guess to the States, sometimes it doesn't come out well. So she had every time she talked at the very end of her speech or at the end of her sentences, it was like crackling really loud, and I couldn't get it out. And I tried myself. Matt tried, and then I went to find like an audio guy online and paid him to do it, and he couldn't do it either. So, I rescheduled. I don't know why I'm yelling right there. We're rescheduling for May the 8th, so I'm gonna be interviewing her then. So I'm gonna have a little drink of my Coke Zero here real quick.
I don't know why you're drinking it like tea. Well, for the people who are listening, they'll be like, "Why is he drinking it like tea?" He has it in a cup, like an actual handle coffee mug, tea cup.
This cup has its sentimental value to me.
Yes, it is.
This cup belonged to your mom, so it is a little cup that has like little roses, little sunflowers on it, and she really really liked it. So I saw it, and so I grabbed it. So.
That's awesome, man.
I'm using it now. So I'm going to take another sip here.
Shout out to you, Mama.
That's really good. So anyway.
I'm just drinking a bottled water.
Yeah. So we're going to be, I guess we're just doing this show now to cover up for the one I couldn't do. So
Lost episode.
But one thing I wanted to talk to you about was we actually have an official sponsor. Our official sponsor is Queen Jean's Candles. Queen Jean is a lady that I know.
She's a sweet lady.
Yeah, she's a sweet lady. She's a sweet lady, and she's a vendor for my company, and she does candles on the side. She does really good candles, and I think for the last 3 years, I bought candles for her for like Christmas gifts for like Blair and someone else I'm not going to mention, and then some other people. And she one day she just decided to make me a little car freshie that's shaped like a Bigfoot walking.
Mm-hmm.
And so she made a bunch for me. So we're gonna. I haven't decided, and I wanted to talk to you about this. I want to decide on. I want to do these as giveaways.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to get our social media going on Bigfoot Club, the #1 on all our social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I haven't decided. I think what I was kind of thinking of, and she comes. These freshies come. They can hang in your car window, and there are lots of different flavors, not flavors, scents. Like we're gonna eat them or something.
Tastes good too.
This one says lemon zest, so
that's gonna be my favorite because
Yeah.
you know me, I love lemon.
yeah, lemon's good. I like lemon too. So I was thinking on this one that we should probably get people to. We should probably pick someone from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If I'm not sure how we should do it though. Whether I should do like a horn to like whenever we like do a podcast, we just do a horn somewhere like in the podcast, kind of like this, and just play that, and then like at that minute mark, people would go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and write down the minute mark and just say, "Hey, I heard this at this time," and it's not the first person or the last person. Just as long as you keep posting on our social media, and then we'll pick somebody from each one of those and then send this out to people, get their address and send it out to them. That way they can like put it in their car and drive around. Hey man,
Robert Dominguez, Bob Dominguez.
what's up?
What's up?
Oh, nothing. We're just doing a show.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
You just called into the show.
It is Friday night, isn't it?
It is
Friday night, man.
It
How are
is.
you doing?
It is Friday night.
Well, I just was sitting here and.
So what's up?
What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about. I have an official sponsor with Queen Jean's Candles, and she made a bunch of these freshy candles that are shaped of Bigfoot walking, like a silhouette of a Bigfoot. So
Yeah.
what I kind of wanted to do, and Steve and I were talking, I wanted to like maybe do a podcast and then maybe like do that horn sound. That horn sound, and then like have someone from our for each our social media, Twitter,
Handles.
Facebook, Instagram, and just leave like the minute mark whenever someone like hears the horn. And
Right.
and it won't be the first person or the last person. We'll just pick and choose whoever we we like, and not like, but just pick one,
Yeah.
and then send it, and just like just send it to them.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. So
This one that we have, or in my hands right now, that's shaped like a Bigfoot. The flavor, the scent.
That's what I say. I say the same thing.
That's what Robert said.
I know he's making fun of me. That's why he said
Because
that.
we have all different kinds of flavors. I'm like, what?
Flavors like we're gonna eat it or something.
This flavor is called lemon zest, and I'm a sucker for lemon, so I'm probably going to ask her to make me one. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's
Yeah, I made like 40 of them, and I also printed out Candace Brown. Shout out to Candace Brown. She made some stickers for me that has like my logo and my handle and my tree link and my email and the website, so I could just put it on there and just send it to people. That way they have it.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I want to give back to the fans.
Give back.
Give
to
back
the
a little
fans.
something, a little appreciation.
Yeah, man. Of course. Of course.
Of course.
Is there a root beer flavored one?
I can check. I didn't see one on there, but there's like
Nobody makes a root beer candle.
no, or even a freshie. Yeah, I love root beer too. Steven doesn't, but I do.
Yeah.
Steven, why is it you don't like root beer?
I don't know. I don't believe in soda tasting like candy. If I want to tootsie, yes.
The candy tastes like the soda.
If I want a Tootsie Roll drink, I just put Tootsie Roll in carbonated water, and then
Yeah,
there's your root beer.
you're not being a hater right now. Right?
No, Anybody?
It sounds like it.
No. Anybody who enjoys root beer, I'm all like, oh, cool. You can have that drink. I'm gonna have my Coke Zero.
Yeah.
So
what about cream soda?
Depends on the cream.
It's kind of like the same brand from the root beer people.
Yeah, it's like a white chocolate of root beer.
You know what? I can't say if I've actually tried that. I don't think I've tried that.
It's like drinking like a root beer float.
But do you remember when we went to that computer thing that we went with you know who?
Yeah.
I won't say that his name. It was like under the bridge downtown.
Yeah, it was like the end of the month computer sales.
Yeah. In Dallas, and me and this other person that was with us. I'm not going to say his name.
Right.
He was all like, "Hey man, they have these like really cool." I'm gonna do an impression of him. Hey man, they got really good, really cool flavors, different flavor sodas. You want to try one with me, man? Like,
why does he sound like Chong from Cheech and Chong?
he wishes he was Chong.
Did he like put 2 straws in one drink, or
No, he was like really intrigued by this this soda or bacon flavored soda.
Jones soda?
Yeah, it was one of those sodas, and he had like there was other things to choose one that were really good, like lemon something. I think there was like a key lime pie one, and this guy decided, hey man, we love bacon. Yeah, let's get the soda that tastes like bacon.
Why does he sound like a surfer now?
I don't know. I'm gonna make every dumb accent whenever I do his impression of him.
It tastes like bacon.
Yeah, it tastes like bacon. So we opened it up. We all took a swig of it. Oh man, we were just like, this is a very acquired taste.
Yeah.
I think you tried it too, and you just automatically spit it out. You were like, no.
Yeah, I was there looking for computer parts.
I was like, what the fuck is this, man?
Bacon soda.
Yeah. So, and we were like, let's save it. Let's take it home and put it in the refrigerator. Maybe it tastes better cold.
Right.
We did that. It was worse. It was it honestly tastes like you were just drinking cold bacon grease. And I could not watch.
I love bacon, but I don't know if I want to drink it. But.
Yeah. And I was all like, how much did you pay for that? You know who? And he was all like, well, what it do, nephew?
Dumb.
That's what he used to always say. I spent about $7.50, like $7.50 for a bottle of this crap.
Yeah.
Why?
It was pretty bad.
So you guys were at this computer store with Snoop Dogg?
Yes.
Yeah, basically he smoked like Snoop Dogg. Not that it's ain't like anything bad with anybody who smokes.
Yeah. And I love Snoop Dogg too.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's
the with all the stuff that he did with the, Dr. Dre was great.
Mm-hmm. So, what the heck was that?
Mm-hmm.
Neighbor?
It was a monster.
A demon? I don't know.
It was a demon, yeah.
So what are you doing right now, Matt?
I'm not doing anything. I wasn't even thinking about you recording. I was just sitting here doing nothing. I was like, I'm calling Bob.
Well, I wasn't going to do one if I was going to do the Sarah Kersey one with Weird Horizon. So I figured I have to do one since I'm not putting that one out. So
you told him what happened on that one?
Yeah, Matt.
Oh, yeah, he was the one that was trying to help with
Matt was trying to fix it, but it was beyond us. I mean, I spent like 4 days trying to fix it before I even talked to Matt about it. So,
damn.
Anyway,
I wish I was good at that stuff. I would try to help, but
yeah, I don't think I'm good at it. I just tinker with it a lot, and I go, okay, let me try this, let me try that. So
let me try this.
So, how's the CPAC stuff, Matt?
It's going good.
You sound a little bit better, man.
And that's after I only got 5 hours of sleep.
What?
Yep.
Well, so I say it's going good, and then I say I got 5 hours of sleep. That's because, like, I rolled over and, like, yanked the thing off the nightstand next to the bed.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
so it, like, woke me up.
Sleeping so good, you go, okay, I'm going to roll over.
Yep.
Yeah. And but luckily it landed in the trash can.
Nice.
Yeah, but then my problem is if I've been sleeping for longer than, like, say, 4 hours with it, if I wake up, it's really hard for me to fall back asleep. I don't know why. Like going through all the stuff to put it back on and get it all started up again and everything. So like I laid there. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I laid there and laid there and laid there, and finally it was like 6:30, and I was like, I give up. I'm just getting up for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been good.
Sweet.
But what about like on the weekends, like, or just it doesn't matter, like?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it don't matter.
It's that's what I do Monday through Friday. I don't know why I do it again. I sleep from midnight to 4:30, and I wake up like I slept like about a good 6 or 7 hours. But it really hits me on Friday. Like as soon as like after we do the podcast, like I go in my room. I'm like, should I play some Elden Ring? And I'm just too tired. I'll go back to, or I'll go to sleep, and then I won't wake up till maybe 6:30, 6:37. That's a good 6-7 hours of sleep there. I'm like, yeah, that's some good sleep.
Well, I mean, you're a dad, so that's like
you gotta
equivalent to somebody like sleeping 12 hours.
Yeah. I can't believe like I'll say this at work. I'll be like, man, I slept in on Saturday and Sunday. They're like, oh yeah, what time did you wake up? They're thinking like 9, 10, 11. I'm like, no, I woke up at 6:30. That's sleeping in.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, man.
I used to tell you that whenever you were like really young.
And I used to like, what? What do you mean you slept in? That's 7? No. I could never do that. And now, you know how Blair was such a morning person?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm bringing Blair up to this, and I'm just going to get mad. Blair, I'm going to do this really quick. I did a lot on that last episode.
Y'all are done.
Y'all are done. She was such a morning person, and before I had the sleep apnea thing, I was not a morning person at all whatsoever. If you said one thing wrong to me, I would have been like, leave me alone. Paparazzi. But now, since I get such great sleep, I'm a morning person, and it flipped. So I'll say I'll text her like at 9 at work. I was like, hey, good morning, babe. How are you feeling? The boys are driving me insane. They've been up since 6:30.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm done with that. But yeah, I think it's funny how it flips.
I mean, all you got to tell them is just sleep to 8 o'clock.
They don't do that. Like they take advantage of it because, Blair's just, she's trying to get her sleep because, she comes home late.
Right.
And it takes her a while to wind down. I was like this too when I worked at ADT. You would get off at 9, come home like around 10 because we lived in Fort Worth. Mm-hmm. And then it would take me a while to wind down. I didn't go to bed till like 1. And then I'd have to wake up at 6 because she had to go to work and had to stay awake for the boys. No. So I can understand she don't go to bed till like 3 in the morning, and then she has to wake up with the boys at 6:30. She's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Well, it happens. Like whenever I was like taking care of the boys on the weekends, whenever they napped, I napped. That's just the way I did it.
Yeah, that's what we tried to do. Remember, we tried to do that whenever they were babies.
Yeah,
like, hey, they're napping. Let's just go nap. Like, we couldn't nap.
Yeah,
we just couldn't. Well, at least I couldn't.
I did it whenever I was watching them. They were like 2. Mm-hmm. I go, they're going to sleep. Like my mom would call, and grandma would call, and I would say, I go, Mom, I gotta let you go because the boys are asleep. I gotta go to sleep too. Yeah,
it was just. That was man. Those were interesting times.
Yep.
That was whenever I had.
The best is whenever they get old enough to like take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Yep. They're getting.
Like whenever they get old enough to like make their own food and get dressed and everything and chill out, just watch TV or something.
Yeah. Yeah, those are. I think whenever Steven started doing that, I was really happy. So.
Yeah. Not that you should just leave them unsupervised and just continue to sleep while they're up and everything.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Every now and then.
So what's going on in the Bigfoot world you want to talk about? You got anything going on that usually
frustration?
Yeah,
frustration is what's going on with the photos being passed around everywhere over and over and over and over. It's the same thing year after year, and it's so annoying.
For the people who don't know what you're referring to, which pictures are you talking about?
There's a series of photos, and right now there's a spill attached to them. I'm not sure what, I think Ohio or something. and pictures are of a supposed Bigfoot walking around a lake. It's clearly a black costume, like a black gorilla costume.
Right.
Like, I don't know. But there's a lot of people who've never seen a Bigfoot, and they're tricked by the pictures. And the story is that, like, a sheriff has verified these photos, and the Finding Bigfoot team has been contacted and all this. They were part of a parody newspaper, like, years ago, like 2013 or something. But every year they come back with a new story.
Is this the one that looks like it's like somebody like in a boat, like taking pictures on the bank, and it's like
exactly,
and there's like a tree line behind them and stuff like that. You know what's funny is that the other podcast buddy of mine, Terry Kegel, he's from Porch Matters podcast, and he has his own group, and he tied me into that post. And I go, I've already seen these.
Yeah,
that's what I posted, because I saw, because the people who are not into Bigfoot, they're curious and they want to get involved. They see these and they just like pounce on it, right?
Because they're like, oh my god, this is good
evidence. This is like 4 or 5 pictures.
Yeah,
this is like a sequence.
Yeah,
let's pass it around. So
I mean, I understand, like. They see it and, like, it's got a couple of key things. First, you have the sheriff's validation. So they're like, oh, well, a sheriff validated it. Yeah. And then, like, the Finding Bigfoot team has been going. There is no Finding Bigfoot team. It's been off the air for years. Like, those people don't, like, still work together. They're all doing their own thing. So they wouldn't be contacted. There's no TV show or anything. So that's your first clue. But, like, sometimes they're from Ohio. Sometimes it's Florida. Sometimes Missouri. Like, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
And I get it. Everybody wants to see a Bigfoot, so they don't want to think that they're being fooled or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, well, 99 times out of 100, it's probably just a guy in a suit.
I was going to tell you, I did listen to your podcast this past week with the Squatch Ranger, and you guys talked about this too on there.
We did
on Matt's show, Bigfoot Crossing. Bigfoot Crossroads. Sorry,
Bigfoot Crossing. What is Bigfoot Crossing?
It's a spinoff with Matt Knapp. You may know him, and Matthew Reginald Napper.
Bigfoot Creek.
Is that his alternate ego? Is that his alternate ego?
Yeah, it's Matt Knapp, but very proper. Contraire.
John Matthew Montgomery.
Yeah, Matthew Reginald Knappers.
That is my legal name.
Yep.
Nappers.
Yeah. That's what. Whenever you got in trouble, like Matthew Reginald Nappers.
Was this whenever he's like in a hotel and he busts up a table?
Yeah. Matthew.
You know how like football players, like you get like a team nickname, and everybody's nickname is like real cool, So like whenever I was playing football in high school, I couldn't wait to get my nickname. Like what's it gonna be? My coach immediately started calling me Knapsack.
Oh, no.
I was like, what the hell's that? I get Knapsack? Like really?
Oh
yeah,
man!
And he tried to cover it up. It's like because you're sacking the quarterback.
No, he didn't. He didn't at all.
That would be funny if he was trying to tell you that. You go, no, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. That's bullshit. I'm sorry, Knapsack.
Knapsack.
That's just.
So I just lay there, like thrown to the side after school or something. Like I don't understand.
Yeah.
And then there's me, Big Boy Jones.
Yeah, that was your nickname, right?
Mm-hmm. Big Boy Jones.
I wonder who gave you that name.
I don't know. A guy named Robert Reginald Bartholomew Dominguez.
Robert
Dumagatis, yep. Dumagatis.
You know what they called me like in high school? Football? I was the only guy, I was a senior, I was the only guy that had a beard.
Really?
Yeah, I was the only guy who had a beard, and I had like a full beard, and the coach called me Billy Goat.
Oh, nice.
Because I would love to hit people, and I had a big beard.
But wouldn't they change it to Bobby Goat?
I was gonna say Bobby Goat sounds cooler.
You know what? That does. Let's go back in time.
Let's go back. Yeah.
Back in time.
Yeah. Let's go get a DeLorean.
But you can always tell people that whenever you played football, they called you Goat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
And then when you came out, like, you know, you go, yes, yes, yes.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I scored 5 touchdowns for Polk High?
How much you want to bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
You see them mountains over there? Mm-hmm. I can throw this football all the way over there.
That's me. That
was
Bobby
completely the wrong quote.
I wasn't even a quarterback.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I was a lineman.
How much you want to bet I can sack that mountain?
How much you want to bet I can take a nap?
How much you want to bet I can blitz that freeway?
Yeah, I could take a nap sack.
Bam.
I can carry all your stuff.
Oh man,
Lord,
Matt, what
That's
else?
what I should have said. You call me knapsack because I carry the team.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Of course.
That's what it was.
Yep,
I'm with it. I love it.
I still think about the sacking quarterback. No. Matt was like, no. That was Robert drinking his Coke tea.
Matt, what else is going on in the Bigfoot world? Because you know what? Like, to be honest with you, Matt always gets all the rumors and gossips before I do, and which I love. And then like if I want to know what's going on, I just call Matt. I go, Matt, what's going on? And he tells me and stuff. Like every now and then I might get a story before he does, but he usually gets it like before me. And I'll be honest.
You get little tidbits here and there.
Yeah. So.
Right now we're in the middle of conference season, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody's like doing the conference thing, and nobody's really out hitting the woods that I know of.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be at the Southern Bigfoot Conference in Mineola and on the weekend of April 29th and 30th. So I'll be
next year, right?
No. In 8 days or something like that.
8 days.
So I'm going to go. I don't have a table, but I think I'm going to try to finagle my way to maybe get a table.
Try to get like one of those fold-out tables from work, and then.
I have one already. I got chairs.
Yeah,
I got chairs. Right. I got chairs. I'm ready. But I'm just gonna, since I'm helping sponsor it. I'm gonna try to sweet talk. And you remember how I sweet talked that lady in good old Hanoba?
Hanoba,
yeah. So maybe I could sweet talk my way and get a table. So I'm gonna meet Logan Kraft out there, Matt.
You should just take a TV tray.
Yeah. I should, right?
And like a folding chair, and just set it up wherever you're at. Just carry it around with you the whole time.
Yeah, and just because that's what I was just gonna take a mic, take a stand, just put the mic on the stand, just walk around and just get people's stories, just like talk to them. Go, hey man, what do you got going on in Bigfoot, and you want to talk about your experiences or how you got into Bigfoot?
That's where you get the best stories, because like witnesses are willing to talk at conference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember when Steven and I went to the very first Hanoba conference. Remember that, Steven?
I do. It was fun.
And it was like I talked the whole time I was there. Mm-hmm. You remember that? And then it was 2.5 days, and like Sunday, we were leaving on Sunday, Matt, and my throat was so hoarse from talking to so many people about Bigfoot. I was telling Steven, I go, I'm not talking the rest of the way driving home. So if you gotta go to the restroom, point down. If you want food, point at your mouth. Because I'm not talking. So.
I remember that.
But
I remember that.
I was there. We were there with Todd Partain. You remember that?
Yeah, that's whenever
I do. I remember all. You videoed those interviews, didn't you?
Yeah, we did, and it was good. It was the first time I met Mid America. First time I ever heard of them there. So there were.
Who are they?
Mid America. I don't know.
Is that like a group or
Mid America Bigfoot? I don't know. I forgot what their acronym stands for.
I don't remember.
MRRBC or something. I don't know. Anyway.
I remember like stupid stuff that happened that day because I was in high school.
Yeah.
That was whenever we had the Indian taco, and it jacked up our stomach. Well, it jacked up my stomach.
Yeah.
And
they had a lot of good food there, though.
They did, but there was always like a really good burger stand that it was just constantly packed.
Yeah.
And we were like we only had you wanted to only step away from the table for 15 minutes. Hey, let's go get something to eat. We went there. We saw a huge ass line. You were like, screw this, man. Let's go to this Indian taco place. I was like, what the hell? Okay, fine, whatever. And it was just a tostada.
Yeah, it was like cornbread.
It was
cornbread
really good.
tostada with like meat, cheese, lettuce, and tomato.
Thank God they actually had like actual bathrooms there, because I was like, man, if I was gonna have to take a shit in the woods with this, the way I was shitting,
or maybe you take a shit on the plant. Or something.
yeah, we'll have to take a dump on a plant. Yeah, I was so glad with that. Like I was like, thank God. I think I went like 3 times, and you were like, "Where'd you go?" I take a dump again.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because like whenever we got there, I'm sure I've told you this story, Matt, but whenever we got there, I had paid for a table, and I got there, and the lady told me, "Goes, oh no, we sold them all out." I said, "No, I paid for it. I have the receipt," and and she was saying she was convinced that she was not going to give me a table. So then I drove all this way. I drove all this way for a table. I'm going to set up a table. So, I took a minute. I stepped back. I said, you know what? I'm going to turn on this Dominguez charm.
Mm-hmm.
And so I walked over to her. I said, hey, I really like your earrings. And she goes, oh, do you really? And I started complimenting her. She yelled at some guy. Goes, go get this young man the table and bring it over here.
Get this man a table and a nice cold beverage.
Uh-huh.
So she got a table, put it down, and she goes, just put it wherever you want to. So I put it on the first turn corner when people were turning.
It was a good spot.
Yeah, it was a really good spot. And I think like 10 minutes later, Todd Partain walked up. And I remember meeting him like before at a conference not a conference, but like a meet with Luke and Billy Simmons and Cassius Clay. And that's where we met. What's her name? But anyway, he was walking around the corner. I go, Todd, and he looked at me and goes, hey, what's up? I go, Robert Dominguez, remember? And Tyler. And so he was trying to get a table. He said he got one, but she didn't give him one. I said, dude, I got plenty of room on my table here. I said, why don't you just plop down? And so he plopped down, and we were like friends after that. And he sold his DVDs, and he had his cameras, and we were interviewing people. And that's where we met Michael Holy Sulphur.
Yeah. That's I think you interviewed him, right?
Yeah, well, Todd did, and he was eventually how we got into like information about Concho, and we ended up going to Concho, and he was our Native American liaison when we were in Concho.
I didn't even know that you needed that.
Yeah,
that's how like I was in high school, so I didn't really know that much things.
Man,
I still don't. But.
Like if you go on any Native American land, especially like in Oklahoma, right, Matt? If you go on there, you got to have permission. You got to talk to elders. I mean, you just can't as a non-Native American, you just can't walk on their property and expect to be not in jail or something.
Okay, here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing. We could get away with it. I hate to say that, but we could get away with it. But whenever we went with Todd Partain, he stuck out like a sword. It was him. Yeah, it was just Todd.
It was just Todd.
If he stuck out,
if people don't know, because people don't know Todd, he's like he's a Caucasian. He's extremely white, and he has like really, really bright red hair.
Yes, very bright. Very, very bright. It was just shining like a beacon, even in the daytime. So yeah, I was like, dang, they didn't pull us over, but he approached us. He's like, you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
But he was like looking at Todd.
Yeah, it was like, it was funny because like whenever we were in the woods, after we got permission to be in like in the city limits, we were like in the woods. We were with Michael Holy Sulphur, and it was like me, you, and Todd, and like we all kind of like spread out a little bit, and the pathway or the driveway only had Todd visible, and the Native American affairs officer saw only Todd, and he pulled up really quick, and he got out of his vehicle, and he walked over to us, and then Michael walks up, I walk up. And he goes, oh, okay. And then like we had to show him like the papers that we had to be there. And he goes, man, I was getting ready to like put y'all in jail because he was like, anytime he sees like a non-Native American, he's gonna, because I think that's how they get like revenue or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's probably one of the ways. I mean, they have their own police force, but like, it's not like law enforcement or not. You don't want to get caught on Native American land unless you belong there.
Right.
Yeah, that's
yeah, because like he was telling us, he goes, you two look Native American, and he pointed at Todd. He goes, you do not.
You, my friend, do not. His documentary. I think it was called Eyes in the Dark.
Yes.
Yep.
it was really good. Like his Bigfoot encounter story was a really good one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think for a while it was probably like the top Bigfoot DVD seller for a little bit, like for maybe like a summer or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was before Bigfoot got popular enough to be on TV all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Todd is a good dude. I don't think he's doing Bigfoot stuff anymore though. I'm friends with him. Yeah.
He's been MIA. I mean, I know he's still active on Facebook.
Well,
is he?
Yeah, he's still on Facebook. He's he had without going too much into it, he had a medical condition which got severe, and it affected his eyesight, so he wasn't able to get out and do video anymore. So he just doesn't do all that stuff anymore. But I reach out to him every now and then and say hello, and he says hello back. But he's just not the same and stuff. But he's a good dude though.
What does you and him have in common?
Both born on December 28th.
Yep,
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah. Todd Partain.
Shout out to Todd Partain.
He's a good dude, man. I miss him.
Yeah.
So, anywho.
But that Hanoba conference was actually pretty fun, though.
Yeah, it was.
That was whenever. Do you remember the first day? The first day we got there, like within, I think 3 hours in, like me and you. I think that was whenever me and you were going to look for some or just explore. We had a little break and we wanted to explore the other vendors and all that.
Yeah.
And I ran into Big Jealous, Big Red, and Shay.
Yeah.
Friends of mine at high school. And like I saw, Big Jealous was huge at that time. He had a really tight shirt, tight jeans, and he had the cowboy hat. Same thing with Big Red. And they both walked into me. They're like, "Steven, what are you doing here?" And then he looked at you. He's like, "Robert, what are you doing here?"
Yeah.
And we were like, you already know. Like I already told you.
He was there because his sister's a good singer, right?
Yeah, Shay. She was performing some songs there at the conference. I think for 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah, and I thought that was cool. And so whenever I think I had a time to go break to go watch her sing, she saw me in the audience. She was like, "Oh my God! Like, what are you doing here?"
Yeah.
I was like, I take it your brother didn't tell me or say that I was here. He's like, "No, I didn't wanted to surprise her. It was just a weird."
Why? Okay, the only question I have is, why do you think they didn't tell you that during school?
I don't know.
Do you think they felt bad because it was like a Bigfoot conference, or
I don't know. Like I knew at the time she was doing like these small venues of singing, going out there, and but I think their grandparents lived in Oklahoma, and she got them into that venue to sing,
Mm-hmm.
And I think secretly Big Jealous believes in Bigfoot, but he doesn't want to really admit it.
Okay.
He didn't want to admit it at the time.
What's his real name?
Jonathan Ellis.
Jonathan Ellis. We called him Big Jealous.
Big Jealous. That dude was an amazing football player.
He was a good friend too.
Yeah, he was a really good friend. I haven't talked to him in a while, but we were pretty cool in high school, and I just thought that was odd.
Are you still friends with him on Facebook?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and Shay O'Redale. Yep.
Man, you should reach out to him that we're talking about him on this podcast.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, what are y'all talking about? What did I deserve to be on the podcast? I don't know why he sounds like that.
Why does he sound like Bill Clinton?
You always do impersonations that sound nothing like the person.
That sounds nothing like the person. That's my superpower, man.
But you do that Hank Hill. Was that Hank Hill?
God damn it, Bobby!
Yeah,
your first language is English. Yeah, I think I'm pretty good at doing solo impressions of actual with like Hank Hill and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But if I'm doing it for people that I know, I think I secretly just do it on purpose to make him sound different.
Sorry,
we needed that. Those who are listening, they know what that means.
Yes,
they know what it means.
They know. But yeah, Matt, did you ever hear that story about over in Concho about that Bigfoot that walked over to behind that casino to drink out of that grease pit?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Where did you hear that? I'm curious.
Okay, so I heard about it from 2 different sources, which is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
It was on TV. They did like a reenactment of this show that was on the Outdoor Life Network for a while.
Mm-hmm.
but I heard about it from somebody that worked at the casino whenever it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And there's kind of a lot more to the story or whatever. But then the weird thing is, years later, I met another person who's from the area, and he said that he heard about it from the security guard that worked there at the time. Right. And I asked him, what did the security guard tell you? And the story that he recited to me that he got from the security guard was the same exact story I had heard from the woman I knew that worked there at the time. Mm. So I thought that was kind of interesting. There was a lot of conspiracy stuff around it because everybody wants to see the video, like obviously. And supposedly like the tribe of that particular casino confiscated the video and made all the employees sign a non-disclosure agreement. And if anybody talked about it and they found out, they would be fired.
Yeah. What was interesting is that like Todd approached me about it, because I think Todd was at I can't remember what forum he was. I want to say Alabama, the Alabama Bigfoot forum. And Todd was in there, and I think Michael Sulfur reached out to him because like apparently Michael was a guy we met at the Hanoba Bigfoot conference, and his cousin, he said his cousin worked there, and that's how we got the contact. So once and then Todd reached out to me because I don't think Todd's ever been in the field, and so at that time he asked me, "Hey man, will you go with me?" And I go, "Yeah, I'll go with you." And so we end up going, like myself and Steven, and we get there, and there was like a security guard waiting there for us. And as we get there, they tell us we had to go into town and talk to the elders, to get permission to be there. So we get escorted by this security guard. We go into town. We asked them if we could have Michael as our liaison, and they said okay. So we go back to the to the casino. Mike goes in to go talk to him because we weren't allowed to go in there, and he comes back out and he says, "Well, they don't really want to talk about it now." And I go, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "Yeah, they don't want to talk about it." And I go, "But there's a video. I just want to see the video. I don't want a copy of it. I just want to see it." And they go, "No, we can't do that." And he goes, "They won't allow it." I go, "What the hell?" I go, "We drove all the way over here," and so Todd was being. So
then you're like, "Hey, I like your earrings." And they're like, "Oh, okay, you can see the video."
Get this guy a copy of this video. It's that same lady. She just shows up. I know. Yeah, get this young man a copy of this DVD.
Baby, you okay? Go look at the VCR.
Get yourself some fried bread. Go sit down over there.
Get you an Indian taco.
Get yourself an Indian taco. Oh man,
not how Native Americans talk at all.
I don't know why we see. There we go again.
I know.
You just turn like to an old black man from Mississippi or something.
Go ahead and get yourself a nice little cornbread. God, Jesus Christ.
Sorry. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Oh, man. So, okay. So, yeah, he comes out and he tells us, we can't look at the video. We can't be there. But we already had permission to be there, from the elders. And so, Todd goes, "I don't want to leave." I go, "I don't want to leave either." So I go, "Can we just go like into town and just talk to people?" And they go, "Yeah." So we drove into town. We got escorted by that security guard. And so we would stop and try to talk to people. No one would talk to us. Matt, nobody would talk to us.
Yeah, I remember that too.
And
I was like, dang.
So we ended up going to the very edge of a town where they have powwows. And it was right like on the cusp of the woods. And it was like a railroad track, probably like 100 yards away. And so there was a bunch of sage out there. So we would go out there and we walked around for a little bit. And that's when that Native American affairs officer pulls up. And he was, he was wanting to throw us in jail because he didn't see us or he didn't see Mike. He only saw Todd. So he stopped and talked to us. And so at that time I had an old digital, not a digital, but I had like a tape recorder. So I walked up to him and I said, "Hey man," I go, "You got any stories about Bigfoot?" And he goes, "I'll talk to you if you turn that off." And I go, okay. So I turned it off. He goes, take out the batteries. So I took out the batteries and showed him.
Yeah, I'll turn it off. Click. Okay.
So I took out the batteries, and he goes, man, they're here all the time. Because I at least get about 3 like calls a week about Bigfoot. He says whenever, he says whenever they were doing powwows at night, and they were like, dude, like especially at night, he says that Bigfoots would come up to the tree line and just watch them. That's that's what he told us, and he said there's plenty of people who grow like watermelons and stuff, and Bigfoots come out there and pull out watermelons and walk off. And so, but he tells me that they're there all the time, and they just don't want non-Native American people there to research it. So I thought that was kind of really interesting, and it was a interesting experience. So
he was a cool guy.
Yeah, he was really cool. And
once he knew that we were there, like we had permission to be there, he was like real cool with us. And
yeah, otherwise he was gonna like put us in the slapper.
Yeah, and then like
I heard a story from there that like they used to bust in like people from like a retirement community, like little old ladies, to go play the slot machines at the casino.
Mm-hmm.
And the bus driver would sit in the parking lot while they were inside the casino, and then drive them back. And one night he was out there in the parking lot, and a Bigfoot came walking out of the woods and like was kind of like standing behind the casino, but like out in the open. And the bus driver could like, see him because like he had to park the bus, where it was out of the way or whatever. And he got freaked out and like left all the old people at the casino and like drove the bus back to the station and like quit his job.
Wow.
And like,
Jeez.
That was it. He was like done with it.
Was the Bigfoot staring at him?
I don't know if he was staring at him or not. I mean, that's just like, I've heard countless stories from around there. From like Native Americans and stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stuff that goes on out there.
Yeah,
I'd like to go back.
Yeah, I would too.
Because I honestly like really, really liked. I was drawn. I hate to say that, but I was drawn to the area where Mike took us to where that latest sighting was.
Mm-hmm.
And that was I could have, if I remember correctly, it's like down the street, down where the area we're at is down the street, and like a couple 100 yards, there's like an old school.
Yeah.
An old school there. And he was like, yeah.
I was just about to mention that, but go ahead.
Yeah. Like he was like, oh yeah, cause we wanted to park to see, Todd wanted to park to see where we were going to go.
Right.
He goes, yeah, but can we not park right here? And he was like, so I was like, why? He goes, well, this school has some history on it. Apparently there's like a couple portals to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. That school's haunted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
And it has tunnels on the property. And supposedly the Bigfoot run the tunnels underground. And there's like this bridge that's right there.
Mm-hmm.
There's an old roadway by the school, but it's like in the woods and it's like gone now, but the bridge is still there.
Yeah.
And
he knows
I know some people that like that bridge is supposed to be one of the scariest places in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think you and I talked off show about this a long time ago about that bridge too.
That's funny. Yeah, he knew exactly what we were talking about. It's like right where that sighting was at. That was whenever Todd drove all down that pathway, and that was whenever you walked out, and he was like, Michael was already freaking out. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna do a couple of tree knocks and maybe do
a call
or something. He's like, he goes, well, the sun was like setting. It was getting late, but it wasn't. The sun was still out.
Yeah.
He's like, well, the sun's about to set, man. I kind of want to leave here before it gets dark.
Yeah,
he was like really, really scared.
He was not wanting to be there, Matt, at all. And like, I get out of the vehicle because like Todd's driving. I'm in the
Todd stays in the car too.
Yeah, I was in the passenger side. Steven was in the back seat, so was Mike, and so I get out to go do a call. And like, I don't tell anybody I'm going to do it. I just open the door and just get out. And they go, "What are you doing?" Then I go, "I'm going to go do a call, man." And so I walked up the road a little bit, and I did a call. And I think we got like a call back within 30.
You did a tree knock first. You did a couple tree knocks. And right whenever you walked out, I was getting out, and then Mike was like, "What are you doing?" Like he was just getting upset, and Todd was just like looking at like the situation, like he was trying to process what's going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, if something happens to Robert, I want to be there. Like I want to be there. And he was like, okay. Okay, and I got out and I closed the door and I walked right behind you and you were already doing like the third tree knock.
Yeah.
And I think we got a tree knock after that.
Yeah,
And then you did the call.
Yeah.
And then not even seconds later, they got a weird call back, and then coyotes started going crazy.
Yeah. That was pretty.
That was really, really. I thought I got nothing but chills right now just thinking about it.
Yeah, that was
I mean, like, I know a lot of people think it's bullshit, but that's one of those locations where you don't have to do calls. You don't have to do anything. You just have to go there. And if you're brave enough to stay there after dark, chances are something will happen. Now, I'm not saying like Bigfoot just in general doesn't like step out of the tree line and show itself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you'll figure out that something's out there for sure. Like within a short amount of time. We're talking about like groups of people, like carloads of people would go out there and just set up their lawn chairs and just sit there by the school and just enjoy the show until they got too scared to stay.
Man,
and like, you know how Bigfooting is. Like if you have a group of more than like 3 or 4 people, you can just forget about it. You're not going to get anything.
Yeah.
But out there, like they don't care. They don't care at all.
Yeah, it kind of makes me. That's still. I don't know if I'm brave enough to do the school part because the whole portal to hell thing. I thought that was unique and interesting then.
Right.
But ever since nowadays, I'm just like, it's still interesting. I don't know if I want to be in that property.
Yeah, I
thought that was cool.
I'm supposed to be in Oklahoma City May the 2nd through the 5th. So if I have time, maybe I'll break away and try to drive up there.
Where is Concho at? From Oklahoma City?
It's north of Oklahoma City. What the hell? Sorry, Matt.
But at the time, whenever we were there too, I was like like dumb high school kid. That I don't know if you remember, I kept saying, "Concho, jump on it, jump on it, jump on it."
Yeah, I do remember that.
You were like, "Okay, you can stop singing that now." Concho, jump on it, jump on it.
That is a catchy song, though.
Yeah, it is. I still remember that.
I will say that it is a catchy song, but it's north of Oklahoma City. If my memory serves correct, it's like northwest, I think.
Somewhere out there.
Look it up right now.
Yeah, look it up.
Look it up.
Oh, geez.
El Reno, Oklahoma.
El Reno?
Starting route. It's going to actually say that. Hold on.
Oh, you don't have it Bluetooth, so you're good.
Wait. Yeah, it's like west of Oklahoma City. Wait, is it?
Is it? No.
It's northwest or just west?
Yeah,
it's north.
Northwest.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, yeah, it's just north of El Reno. And like all those areas around there, like I have researched in Hinton, which is just west of there, Hydro, which is just west of there. I've heard stories about all these places. Like there's a town called Kogar that's like southwest of Concho that's like 8 up with them. And then west of Kogar on the same highway is the famous Binger.
Yep.
And, Binger again is a place where like you don't have to call them.
They'll come to you.
Yeah, I think Binger was actually, I might be wrong, but I think Binger was at the town where they were like coming in at night and raiding trash cans. And like everybody in the town knew about it. And they actually had a town hall meeting about what to do about it.
Yeah, there's a bunch
pretty
of
crazy stuff out there, man.
Creeks out there, like Buggy Creek, Sugar Creek.
They always follow the creeks.
Yep. What is that city right above Binger? Lukiba?
Yeah, Lukiba.
You said it right, man.
Wow.
Right on.
People from Oklahoma are going to be so proud.
Gracemont, I've researched there. That's just south of Binger. And then, of course, south of Gracemont is Anadarko, which is like, I consider probably the capital of Bigfoot activity outside of southeastern Oklahoma.
Wow.
Yeah, that whole area, man.
That is interesting.
Oklahoma, man, I'm telling you, I think it's the busiest state when it comes to Bigfoot stuff. So that's just me, though.
Well, I always tell people I compare it to like a needle in a haystack, and Oklahoma's haystacks are really small.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something I would like to go back to Concho.
Yeah, I would too.
Take Michael again.
We can just take Matt.
I mean, yeah, obviously, but we need a liaison.
Yeah, we do need a liaison.
Just in case.
I can make that happen.
Yeah, Matt knows lots of people.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I still want to take Michael just so he can redeem himself.
Yeah. He was like,
we'll go
scared.
during the daytime. We'll go during the night, although
I think it's night. If you asked me, I wanted to stay.
Yeah, of course.
I wanted to stay. And
yeah, Todd, he didn't say anything, but you could tell he was getting white knuckled holding the steering wheel.
Yeah,
like it was getting really, really white. Like he was turning into a complete ghost. Like, and he was just like, "Okay, all right, you got your thing now. Let's go. Let's go, dude. Get out of here."
I'm just saying that's what we do.
Yeah, we've been doing this our
whole life. Matt, thanks for calling.
It was an accident.
He timed it right.
A happy accident.
He knew what he was doing. He's like, you know what? I'm going to be on their episode even though they didn't ask her.
I'm going to be a part of Bigfoot Club.
Yeah.
No, you don't want me on the show, do you? All right, well, I'll show you.
I'll show you. I'll call in right now. And yeah, no, he's going to answer.
To be honest with you, I thought it was like my mom calling because she calls all the time too. And like I get her on the show and she goes, "Okay, I'll go. Bye."
No, it's all. I think she's getting kind of bold now. She's like, "Oh, I'm on the podcast. Oh, did you talk to Richard?"
No, but she calls it, Matt. She calls it a podcast. A podcast. That's what she calls it.
A Bigfoot podcast.
Yeah,
Bigfoot podcast.
I love you, Mom.
I love you, Grandma.
So, Matt, tell everybody where they can find Bigfoot Crossroads.
Find me at the crossroads.
On the internet. I think that was his last
They can
answer.
find it on the internet.
On the internets.
To summon me, you have to go to Tishomingo.
Tishomingo.
First, find Bigfoot Club. Mm-hmm. Email them and ask them for a link to Bigfoot Crossroads.
Or email Bigfoot Crossroads. Ask him to send you a link to Bigfoot Club.
And then...
Well, actually, I started doing Instagram. So,
did you really?
This is recent for me. Like, I just started posting on Instagram for the first time ever last week. I'm still learning the ropes, but I need followers. So if you want to look for Bigfoot Crossroads, at Bigfoot Crossroads on Instagram, give me a follow.
Don't do Bigfoot crossings.
Yes.
Don't do Bigfoot crossings. You don't want to cross a Bigfoot.
No, you don't. I mean, if you do, great, come talk to us. But, yeah, crisscross that out.
You think if we go up to Concho, you think Cassandra would want to go with us?
That's a good question. I think she'd be down. But the problem is, though, she'll probably, bring a weapon.
That's fine.
But that's at the same time, that's still kind of cool.
We are the weapon.
Yeah. I was like, you don't need that. We are the weapon. We already are.
Where's that from?
My terrible impression of Michael Fassbender as Magneto. I'm talking about mutants. I used to always, because the way he did it, he put so much jaw and throat to that.
We already are.
We already are. Yeah.
Oh man, we're having too much fun here.
Matt's always like, okay, you need to stop with the impressions. You're not really good at it, so you can just stop.
You're not very good.
You're not very good at it, so let's just go ahead and stop.
I know, that's our shtick, though.
But here's the thing, though. It makes Robert laugh, and I like.
But then you're going to get me started, and I'm really bad.
That's okay. That's okay.
No, you actually do really good impressions.
Yeah.
We used to always do that every time whenever we would go to Reeb Crib or Daylight Donuts, not to be confused with Sunlight or Sunny D Donuts that I saw somewhere in North Richland Hills. I was like, what a ripoff. Taco Bell.
For people who don't know, Steven and I used to live in Tulsa, and so we used to be at Matt's house all the time, every day.
Yeah, Robert
and it was wonderful.
It was. Robert would drop me off there like at 5 a.m. whenever I wasn't a morning person. and I would sleep.
And I would still be asleep, and then I'd wake up and you'd be asleep.
So whenever I would be there or go there, and I was like, oh man, that couch is calling my name. Kimba Slice is gonna be my cuddle buddy, and then there's Roddy.
We're like a minute and 9 seconds in.
Dang, man.
Yeah.
Let's go for 3 hours.
No.
Come on, man. No. Joe Rogan does
marathon show, 24-hour stream.
We just got to hire somebody that looks up stuff for us and name him. His name is Jaime.
No.
He goes, Jaime. Like, could you find that? Find that one with the lizard fighting the snail. Find that. And he finds it. Bam, pulls it up. I was like, oh dang, it actually exists.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you talking about the Bigfoot Ninja?
No, we were doing Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan has a guy named Jamie on there,
and he just like looks up stuff for him all the time.
Yeah.
But remember the Bigfoot Ninja?
Yes, I do.
His name's Jaime too.
Is it really?
Oh.
Yeah.
And not to get confused with the Bigfoot Ranger, right? The Bigfoot Ranger.
There's a Bigfoot Ranger, there's a Squatch Ranger, and there's a Bigfoot Ninja. However, I wouldn't suggest calling him the Bigfoot Ninja because that's just what I call him.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay.
He's the one that does. Which one was the one who did actual, or he claimed he did karate moves on a Bigfoot?
That was the Bigfoot Ranger.
Okay. He's from Arizona, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Bigfoot Ranger. That's interesting.
I do recall
it takes all kinds.
Yeah. I do recall he reached out to us whenever we were the TBRC, and whenever we were just nightly formed, and I think he reached out to Luke and wanted to show us how to fight Bigfoot on, karate and stuff like that. That was kind of
with karate.
Yeah, karate. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but so I think it's safe to say we can call it a show now. So,
I still think we can do 3 hours.
No, I can't do 3 hours.
Come on, man. Come on.
No.
Let's do the Bigfoot Club experience.
I didn't mean to interrupt your show. I seriously didn't even think about that.
No, you're fine.
To be honest, we were kind of wing it, and we're gonna do some, I think, sightings from the BFRO.
We're gonna do some sighting reports from the BFRO, but this ended up being pretty good. So I really liked it.
It's always a pleasure to have Matt.
Yeah.
On the show, even when it's unexpected.
Yeah. It's 2 weeks in a row we got Matt on.
I know, right?
People are going to think, is he part of Bigfoot Club?
Yeah, I don't know why they sound like that, but that Matthew, Reginald, Bartholomew Knappers.
Yeah.
So are you done recording?
No, we can say goodnight right now. Okay. Any shout outs, dude?
Shout out to Cassandra. She's going to enjoy. She likes to listen. She told me that she likes to listen to the podcast when she's on her way to work. Mm-hmm. And she just loves it, and she loves whenever she gets clients in, and there's they're talking about life and stuff, and then there's that awkward silent moment where they stop talking.
Yeah.
So she's like, do you believe in Bigfoot? And that's how she kind of plugs that in. It's a Bigfoot Club podcast, which is awesome. Shout out to Blair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be very sweet to you and say, I love you. Thank you for being awesome.
You're done.
Yeah. She goes, you didn't mean that. No, I seriously mean it, though.
Yeah, he actually does.
Yeah, I really do.
Let me see. Do I have any shouts out? My mom always listens to the show. My cousin Carol Briones, she listens to the show.
Carol Briones, yeah.
I hopefully got some new people from work to listen to the show. I think Reagan and then Morgana listens. Hopefully you're listening to the show now. So
another shout out, I forgot. Travis. He was actually listening to the Bigfoot Club podcast. Wow, we're rocking these candles flavored scents thing on his in his car. I thought that was kind of cool. He took a picture of it and while he was listening to the Bigfoot Club podcast.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that.
He was like, Bigfoot Club for life, homie. That's what he put.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, so shout out to Travis. I know he's listening. Thank you, man. Matt, do you have any shout outs?
I do.
Okay.
I'd like to shout out Bob and Steven.
Oh, that's sweet.
So shout out to you guys.
Thank you, man.
And Mr. Logan Kraft.
Logie. Yeah, I love Logie.
Logan Kraft.
Yeah.
Logan Kraft. He's crafty.
Yeah, he really loved that meme I put out. That meme of the Dark Order talking to Adam Cole, and he loved it. Because I asked him, I go, "Do you get the reference?" And he goes, "Yes."
Do you accept the reference?
Yeah.
Do you accept the reference?
I got to get him on the show, man. I really do. Because I know you already had him on Bigfoot Crossroads already, which was a great interview. I really love that one. But I think this we can end it right here.
Yeah, this was good. We already did our shout outs. So
good night and goodbye.